Good afternoon, folks. Hi, Phil McPhail here with United Country Lifestyle Properties, Maine. Welcome to 58 Thorne Road in the town of Sherman, Maine, and today I've got a real treat for you, folks. We've got a 1,000 square foot home behind me that we're going to take a tour of, and this place has touches of luxury that you rarely will find in a home this size in this part of the state. We got 36 acres of land with grid power buried underground to the cabin from the end of the driveway, a long 750, 800-foot long driveway that it gives you lots of privacy. You can't see the house from the road. Beautiful spot. We're going to take a look at the land first. We're going to show you some of the clearing. We're going to show you the timberland that this property has. And then later on, we're going to show you the interior of this house. You're going to want to stick around because we got some beautiful hardwood flooring, some granite countertops in there that are worth the wait to see them a little later. So stick around. We'll show you that in a minute. Before we take a look at the property, let's talk about our location here at 58 Thorne Road in the town of Sherman, Maine. Sherman is a town, a small town here in southern Aroostook County, a population under 1,000. We're about 3.5 miles roughly from I-95 exit at Sherman-Patton. So getting here and getting to other places is quite easy. You're 5 minutes from the interstate. We're 4 minutes to the nearest grocery store. So we're out here in a wilderness setting, very private, very quiet and remote, but close to a lot of services. The nearest hospitals are going to be about a 40-minute drive in both directions to Millinocket and or Houlton, Maine. Houlton is about 40 miles north of us. Millinocket's about the same distance southwest of us. We're about an hour and 20 minutes from the city of Bangor, Maine, which would be the nearest commercial airport, although the city of Presque Isle is almost the same distance, but Bangor would be your primary carrier for commercial services. Portland, Maine, Maine's largest city, is about 3 hours drive from here, and Boston is about 4 hours and 45 minutes from this location. Things around here that might interest you. We're about 20 minutes from the Katahdin Woods National Monument. That's an area set aside by the federal government that comes right up against Baxter State Park. And Baxter State Park's north entrance is about a 40-minute ride from this location. That's Maine's largest state park, beautiful area, Mount Katahdin. If you've heard of that, that's where that's located. You can be on the trails from this property in about an hour. Great place to visit. We've got snowmobile trails that you drive down this driveway, run the edge of Thorne Road a little bit, and you jump right onto the snowmobile trail. There are ATV trails in this area that are very well maintained and groomed. A lot of outdoor recreation in this region. We're just about an hour and 15 minutes from some incredible whitewater rafting on the West Branch of Penobscot River. We're only about 45 minutes from the Canadian border, crossing in Houlton into Woodstock, New Brunswick. You can be in Fredericton in about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours from this location. The exterior of the house, we've got 1,000 square foot of living space in this property. It does have a basement under this section here. We've got an insulated foundation, wood siding that's all nicely stained. We've got a metal roof on the building. All the windows are metal or vinyl trimmed. Same with the doors. Very low maintenance on the exterior of this other than your staining. The LP gas out back that feeds the stove inside, that's all run underground till you get to the foundation through a conduit. And the tank is back there kind of out of sight, which is really nice. Let's go over here and take a look around the back of the house. Over here we have the heat pump mounted. It's got a nice little shed roof over it so that it's out of the weather. Snow can't get to it because it's up high enough off the ground. And this is our basement entrance. We'll show you that a little bit later and all the working components down there. And then here's that area I was saying that you have the buried gas line to the house. Comes up above the ground, so it isn't piped underground in the basement, which you wouldn't want. And then over here, we've got a nice stone patio, a little small deck that comes out of the kitchen area of the house. And that's all stone, great place to sit. We have an outside shower, and that's such a cool thing to have if you're out here doing yard work and get hot and sweaty, get the dirt off you out here without tracking through the house. Great place for the barbecue. Our well is over there. The septic is on the other side of the house. Very well set up all the way around. We're about 300 feet up here behind the cabin now on the land. And there's some really good soil here in the center of this property, and we'll talk about soils in a little bit. But over here, the seller has dug a pond, and honestly, we are in a drought. The owner has had this pond dug for years and has never seen it this low. It's just a spring-fed pond. Great place to maybe throw some trout in there and skate with the kids in the winter time. You could enlarge it. There's all kinds of ground, but you can see how much soil we have here. If you look at the edges of it now, where the water's so low, you can actually see the soil. Really good dirt up here in this part of the state. Tell you a little bit about the soil on this property. Up here near the house, up by the pond, in the center of the property, we have Daigle silt loams, and those are excellent soils for farming. They obviously will grow trees like crazy, and you can see at one time this property, or portions of it, were farmed from the level ground here in the forest that's grown back in these farms. The Monarda Burnham soil is really good for growing trees, especially your spruce firs and some of your hardwoods like poplar and red maples. And it's really good for wildlife as well. The elevations here from the road up are about 590 feet to 650 feet above sea level. So you got a nice high lot here with some clearing. I think you get some better views. I know from the drone shot, you can see Katahdin. The seller tells me in the fall, after all the leaves have dropped, they can get glimpses of the mountain coming down the driveway. So maybe a little more clearing up here on the hill, that might open that up. All right, walking to one of the trails here on the property, and we're up behind the house now, getting close to the center of the property. And what you're going to notice in here is kind of a diverse mix of forests. We've got a lot of poplar. We got some eastern white pine. We've got balsam fir growing in here, some birches, a few red maples. This is kind of a sign of an old farm. I think this is honeysuckle here. Probably there was a farmhouse in this area at one time. As we continue through some of this trail, you'll notice there's some pretty good sized balsam fir in here. If you had yourself a little portable sawmill and you wanted to mill your own wood, you could. There's spruce in here. This is the old farm area. If you look at the ground in here, you can see how nice and level it is. And actually, right here, here's a tree that tipped over a number of years ago, and you can kind of see that Daigle silt loam. There's some rocks in it like this, but not a lot. And it's a pretty good well-drained soil, really good for growing a garden, a food plot, or a small farm. You could do pretty well in here. You'd have to get all of these softwood trees off it and do a fair amount of liming to get the pH right. But you could homestead this pretty easily. What a great place it would be to farm. It's really nice and level in here, and it doesn't seem to be too rocky at all. All right, we're still walking over here. We're in the southwest side, getting towards the southwest side, and you're going to see some really nice big straight poplar here. Some of these are 18 inches in diameter. Some big spruce and fir that's definitely mature. You could harvest and saw some logs out of. And again, we're at about 610 feet according to my elevations on my map. We're at about 610 feet of elevation right here. But this is a pretty level section. I was going to walk you over here. We should have a slight drop off as we get closer to this side of the property. But overall, I mean, there's no drastic elevation changes here, so it's pretty nice and level. So I'm amazed at how tall some of this fir is. It usually doesn't grow that tall, but there's one there that's probably 50 feet tall. What a nice forest to walk through in here. Really pretty. Yeah, we got some deer sign in here. Jumped a couple of grouse. What a great place to be a hunter or just a wildlife viewer. Beautiful property, guys. I mean, check out the size of these trees. Most of the land I sell up here in Maine has had a lot of timber harvesting. This one doesn't appear to have had much done in a long time, and we're approaching the boundary line here, and we should be real close. Yeah, and there's a rock wall right here. And I overlaid the surveyor's plan, so I'm guessing that this stone wall, you can see under the leaves, is probably close to the boundary line that the surveyor had marked on his plan. And we've got that. We'll be happy to show it to you. I can see some old evidence of a spot there. So, yeah, this is where it should be, and it appears to be pretty accurate. We got some more hardwood going that way. This area is mostly softwood, but it does have a nice mixture of different kinds of trees in here. Definitely worth coming out and taking a walk on this property while you're here looking at this beautiful house. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that tour of the forest land here surrounding the cabin at 58 Thorne Road. So let's go look at the home now. We're going to go inside, take a look all around. We'll probably start on the first level, finish up in the basement. There's some really cool things, so make sure you stick around and watch it all, because you're not going to want to miss the inside of this cabin. Welcome inside 58 Thorne Road here in the town of Sherman. One thing you're going to notice very quickly here, this home was built for efficiency and quality from the ground up. We got this full basement underneath this we're going to look at a little later. As you walk in here, this is the open living space. There is an entry door that comes into the kitchen on the back of the house. Over here, we've got a wood pellet stove for heating. We also have a heat pump we'll show you shortly. The flooring in here is beautiful bamboo hardwood flooring. We got 3/4 inch plywood, 3/4 inch sheetrock all the way around. Great big windows. Recessed lighting in the ceiling, plus the wall sconces for a nice touch all the way around this room. This is a beautiful living space. As we move through here, we move into the kitchen. And for a 1,000 square foot home, they didn't miss anything in the quality and the construction. Got beautiful granite countertops in here. Nice big oversized sink with a real high-end faucet. All of these cabinets are your self-closing cabinets. They work perfect. We've got KitchenAid appliances, high-end gas stove over here, plus we got a microwave, we got a dishwasher, we got the range hood. Just a really nice setup in the kitchen. And again, the hardwood floors continue through. Over here, we've got the KitchenAid refrigerator. And as we move towards the back of the house, we've got the master bedroom. Plenty of room in here for a king-size bed. Really cool barn door over here for entry and exit of the room. And then back here, we've got that porch that we saw in the back of the house. So you can sit out here and enjoy your morning coffee. Plus, we have a walk-in closet in this room as well. Before we head over to the bathroom, I wanted to point out here in the kitchen is where the heat pump unit is on the inside. The outside unit is in the back of the house. We'll look at that when we go down to the basement. As we come across here, I also want to mention the heating here. The entire home is spray foam insulated. The walls, the ceiling, and the band joist down in the basement. It is ultra quiet in here and very efficient heating because of that. It's a very good system, very expensive way of insulating, but there's no better way to tighten up a home for winter heating and summer cooling than with spray foam insulation. Let's go over and check out this incredible bathroom. As you walk in here, the first thing you notice is this big corner shower, all tile and glass, beautiful fixtures for water. Got recessed lighting in here. We've got Bluetooth stereo hookup, a soaking tub behind the door is incredible. Plus we have the double vanity with a marble countertop here. Just a really nicely done bathroom. Check it out. As we come out of the bathroom, we got this short hallway down here to another bedroom area. We do have a big closet here for the washer and dryer and plenty of storage in this area. And then over here, we've got room for a queen or a double bed. And again, the hardwood floors extend through. You did notice, or maybe you didn't, but there are hardwired smoke detectors and CO detectors throughout the whole house and the basement. They're all wired together the way they should be. And that kind of rounds out the interior look at the house. Let's go down and check out the basement. We're out here on the front porch, and before we go down the basement, I wanted to point out a couple other things that I didn't mention earlier. We do have some recessed lighting out here on this porch, which I think is extremely cool. And it's even on a dimmer switch. And most of the lights inside the recessed lighting and the sconces, almost all of them have dimmer switches. So you can really control the level of light in this property. There aren't too many details that were missed here. So let's go check out that basement. Okay, we're out back of the house now, and the only entry to the basement is out here. The first thing you'll notice as you walk into what they call a doghouse here entry is the spray foam insulation. This entire entry has been sealed with spray foam insulation, so it's going to heat nice. Let's go downstairs and check out the rest of the basement. Coming down in the basement now, you're going to notice it's extremely dry down here. Very well done concrete foundation. We've got wood pellet storage over here. Looking off to my left, we have the other section of basement that goes under the kitchens and the living room. We got a nice workbench down here. As we continue on, here on my left, we have a Rinnai LP gas on-demand water heater. So this is well set up, and we'll go take a look at the water treatment and the electric panel behind you. Over here in the corner, we've got the well where the well comes into the pressure tank here. We've got a double filter system. The owner likes their drinking water as pure as they can get it. Maine groundwater is usually good anyway, but this will take out any hardness, and the water softener is here. And then over on this side, we've got the 100 amp electric panel coming in underground from the pole at the end of the driveway. And this is all well done, well marked. Heat pump is in there. Everything runs off of this panel. That kind of rounds up the interior of the house. Well, folks, thanks for taking the tour with me here at 58 Thorne Road in the town of Sherman today. What a beautiful property we have here to show you. I'm sitting out back by the fire pit, probably wishing I had started a fire, but it's all right. I'll let you do that when you buy this property. We've got 36 plus acres here that's all surveyed. We've got 1,000 square foot home, drilled well, septic, underground, grid power, all those nice touches inside, from the granite to the marble, the hardwood flooring, the beautiful appliances, the cabinetry. I don't know what else you could want, folks. Maybe you need more square footage, but if you don't, this is a house. It'd be hard to find one to match it. Thank you for taking the tour. The price on this home, taxes, everything over here. So if you have any questions, you can give me a call at 800-286-6164. Ask for Phil. And we'll be glad to send you a property information packet on this property, or schedule a time to show it to you in person. Thanks again for coming along. And don't forget, if you like this video, hit that like button down below and smash that bell. Subscribe to the channel. And hey, a special shout out to some friends of ours. Ian and Suzanne wanted me to say hello to Daryl and Donna from Pennsylvania, longtime viewers and subscribers to the channel. How you doing, Daryl and Donna? Hope everything's well in Pennsylvania.